Hey, in this video, we're going to be exploring the new Capital One Lounge at JFK Airport. I'll walk you through the entire lounge, and plus, join me for a special treat. The Capital One Lounge at JFK Airport Terminal 4 opened in June of 2025. The lounge itself is over 13,000 square feet, which is the largest Capital One lounge in all of the United States. At the time of recording this video, the lounge is open 24/7. My first impression in the lounge is that this is absolutely gorgeous. It's light, it's airy, everything is brand new, and of course, you can't beat this wonderful view, especially if you're an ass geek like I am. While it's unknown how many people can fit in the lounge at one time, but as you can tell, there's plenty of space for people to hang out, relax, and of course, eat some good, yummy food. And speaking of food, well, there's plenty to choose from. You can grab a plate from the small plate bar, load up on bread, or even order some specialty items using a QR code on your table. In addition, this lounge also has a wonderful bagel place, which I absolutely loved. And everyone knows that while in New York City, you must absolutely get a bagel. Now, my only recommendation with the food is that they have more gluten-free options, as that would have helped my wife greatly. Also, if you're not that hungry, or just waiting for that wonderful airplane food, there are plenty of beverage options, ranging from customized coffees, water, or even cocktails. Okay, and I bet you're now wondering, how much is this food and drink going to cost me? Well, let me tell you this. The food and drinks itself in the lounge will cost you absolutely nothing. However, in terms of accessing the lounge, eligible cardholders may have complimentary access, and so will some guests. However, policies are constantly evolving, so always be on the lookout for these. Now, if you were to ask me why I enjoy airline lounges, well, because it offers me a place to relax and quiet. Yes, I know it's ironic because I am deaf. However, I find that airport acoustics tend to be so loud and so overwhelming, and these places just offer a nice solitude for me. And plus, I really like to eat food, and you can't beat free food. And if you stick around for the rest of the video, I'm going to show you a really cool culinary delight that I enjoyed in this lounge. With my visit today, I did not go and enjoy a cocktail. However, that is something for the next trip. But I heard that they have quite the menu, so be sure to stop by on your next trip here. So we made it to the edge of the lounge, and now we're going to start walking our way back towards the food buffet area where we started from. Now, what I can say is that this space is just absolutely incredible. But I also really like that they also have quiet spaces for families. There's even showers, and the bathrooms here were incredibly big. So what brought us to New York? Well, that's actually a very interesting story. We actually flew up the day prior and spent the day in the city, which was amazing. I even did a silent walk, so you can check out this video right here. But actually, the purpose of our visit today was to fly over to Scotland for a wedding. I found it to be more affordable for us to fly out of JFK compared to our home airport. And actually, we used points for this flight to fly premium economy. Yes, a deaf person can learn how to leverage points for flights. And I would love to bring more content on this. Thank you for your support. Okay, so we are now getting toward the end of the lounge. And this is where the real treat begins. And by far the best experience I've enjoyed at this lounge, the Cheesemonger. So this is the Cheesemonger, and they have a few cheeses from all over the world. So I didn't know reservations were required, but they had a seat available, so I sat down there. And the guy spoke and showed me all the different cheeses that they have, and just demonstrating what the flavors, where they're from. He asked me what I wanted to, and I said, "Go with your recommendation." They look delicious. Oh my god! Wow. We were first presented with the cheese from Switzerland, which I couldn't catch the name of it, but let me tell you, this was absolutely delicious. Wow. They even gave us several wines to pair with our experience. There was no mistake that you were sitting in front of a cheese. I could smell each and every one of them. Now, I explained earlier that reservations are required, and that's because each experience takes about 45 minutes. So, if you want to enjoy the cheesemonger, please make sure you give yourself plenty of time before your flight. I love how they presented the cheese board. They did not overlook any small details. The chef took his time explaining to each person what they received on their boards. Now, even with my cochlear implants on, it was very challenging to hear the cheese presentation. However, what I can tell you is that I received a sample pack of blue cheese, dark cheddar, creamy sweet cheese, along with fruit, jams, and crackers. It was a very pleasant combination. These cheeses were from Italy, France, and England.
Enjoy.
Really good, my gosh. I enjoyed every bite I ate, and if there wasn't a time limit, I could have spent hours sampling each and every one of their offerings. What was nice is that we could enjoy a second smaller board with new samples or a top up of our favorite cheese if we wanted. And believe me, I took advantage of this. Before long, my time was up, but I couldn't leave without enjoying a sweet treat and some limoncello. Well, thank you for joining today's tour and experience at the Capital One Lounge with me at JFK Airport. I hope to see you at the next adventure. Bye for now.